This video is part B, talking about converting between metric units of length, area, volume, and capacity for this video. But this time we're talking about using the bow tie. Now, if you've watched part A, which is this one here, you will have learnt with me about all the wonderful patterns that exist when we're talking about units of length, area, and volume. And while those patterns are really useful, most of the time you want to just convert between units. And so the bow tie or bow ties are one way of easily converting between units without having to think too much about the numbers in between. So let's go up to today's video. All right. Let me introduce you to the original bow tie, the length bow tie. It's called a bow tie because, well, it sort of looks a bit like a bow tie. And you can see, because we're in metric units, everything is around the meter. That's where the word metric comes from. And you will see some units in there that you should, I'm hoping, recognize. We've got the meter, the centimeter, the millimeter, and up here we have the kilometer. But we have these extra ones that you probably haven't seen before, nor have you heard of before, but they actually do exist in the metric system. Some nationalities do use some of these units, some of them use all of the units. I have to put them in there because without the leaving spaces for these units that we don't use, our bow tie doesn't work. Our bow tie is not going to work if we just use the 4 units that we're used to. So let me introduce you to these units. Now, we know there's 10 millimeters in a centimeter, but did you know that 10 centimeters makes a unit called a decimeter? A decimeter, you'll recognize DEC, comes from the word 10, like decade, decimal. And then, so consequently, if that's 10 centimeters, 10 of those makes a meter. And then 10 meters is a decameter. Decameter. Once again, meaning 10. This meant 1/10 of a meter. This means 10 meters. Then 10 decameters, which is 100 meters, is a hectometer, which you might ring little bells for you. We'll see it again in the area bow tie. And then 10 hectometers makes a kilometer. So each of these sections of the bow tie all differ by a factor of 10. Now, the reason the way that we use the bow tie is, let's look at an example. Say we have 7.6 meters. Now, probably in your head, you can work out that that's 760 centimeters. But let me show you how the bow tie works. The meters, the unit that you've got, you start with that on the bow tie, and then you head towards the unit that you want. So let me show you that happening. So from meters to centimeters, I need to make 2 jumps to the right on the bow tie. Now I go to my number, the 7.6, let me just get a pen, and I take the decimal point and I move it 1, 2 spaces to the right. I put a 0 in the space that I make, and that gives me my answer of 760 centimeters. So whatever you do on the bow tie to go from your starting unit to the unit you're aiming for, you also do that to the decimal point. Let's look at another one. Let's look at 14 kilometers is how many meters. Now, we all know there are 1,000 meters in a kilometer, so 14 kilometers should be 14,000 meters. Let's have a look at what that does with the bow tie. So starting from kilometers and heading towards meters on the bow tie requires 1, 2, 3 jumps to the right on the bow tie. So we need to move 1, 2, 3 jumps to the right for the decimal point. No decimal point in 14? Yes, there is, sitting there hiding on the end there. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to put zeros in those spaces. And our answer is going to be 14,000 meters, which is what we expected. Very poor finger writing here. 14,000 meters. So, I think I've got one more down here. Have I got one more? There we go. 920,000 millimeters, and we're going to meters. So on the bow tie, millimeters to meters requires a 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left of the decimal point. Decimal point once again is hiding there on the end. We're going to jump 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left. 1, 2, 3 jumps to the left, which gives us 920 meters. Ready to have a go at this yourself? I've got some for you to try on the next page. So pause the video and see how you go. I just realised that it's really hard for you to practice using the bow tie when you can't see a bow tie. So I've just stuck a little tiny version of the bow tie down in that corner for you so that you can try it out using these 3 questions. So pause the video, have a go at converting those units using the length bow tie. How did you go? Did you pause the video? Good. Let's have a look at the answers to these. So 2.56 kilometres, we're changing it to centimetres. Gosh, that's a long way, isn't it? So jumps to the decimal point, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps to the decimal point to the right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep track of your zeros. So there are 3 zeros there. So our answer should be 256 with 3 zeros on it. And there it is. Let's look at the next one. Meters into millimeters. So here we have meters here. 1, 2, 3 jumps to the right to get to millimeters. Let's take our pen. 1, 2, 3 jumps to the right. So that's going to give me 65 millimeters. And sure enough, 65 millimeters. Let's look at this one here. We're changing centimeters, lots of little tiny centimeters, into kilometers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the bow tie. Decimal point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which gives us the answer 4,350. Let's see if I got it right. Yes, I did. Okay, so let's look at the area bow tie. Now, you'll remember back in the previous video that our relationship with area was that we doubled the zeros, you might recall. So that tells us that our length bow tie is not going to work with area because the units differ by a different amount. But we can still use our bow tie. All we need to remember is every time we jump one step on the bow tie, we jump the decimal point 2 places. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're going to go 2, 4, 6. We're going to count in even numbers. So here is our hectare. Hectare is a common unit that we use in Australia. It is 100 metres by 100 metres, and you will have remembered seeing the hectometre in the previous bow tie. So a hectare is a very useful unit in measuring land in particular. And so we've popped that back in. So now we have 5 units that we can play with in our area bow tie. So let's try it out. It works exactly the same way. Meters squared into millimeters squared, except instead of going 1, 2, 3, we're going to go 2, 4, 6. So we need to move the decimal point 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I've got the answer ready for us down the bottom. There it is there. Let's pop that in the right place. There we go. Let's look at kilometres squared to hectares. Well, that's only one jump, but remember one jump represents 2 jumps to the decimal point. So let's do 2 jumps to the decimal point. 1, 2. So it should be 130, and you probably noticed, yes, I've got 130 ready for us down here. So it works exactly the same way. We just need to remember when we're doing area, where the units are squared, every jump on the bow tie is worth double. So I've got some for you to try. And I've just popped an area bow tie down there in the bottom corner for you to use. Pause the video, write the questions down, maybe even copy your area bow tie while you're at it, and try those questions. Pause the video. Okay, let's look at the answers to these. Running out of time, so I'm going to go straight to the answers. These are the answers I've got. Hopefully I haven't made a mistake. If I have, please come and tell me. I love being told I've made a mistake. It means you're paying attention. So check to see how your answers went. Let's skip straight on to what I'm sure you were expecting, the volume bow tie. And surprise, surprise, remember how we tripled the zeros in volume units? This time, every jump on the bow tie is worth triple. So if you're going from meters cubed to centimeters cubed, you're not going to go 1, 2. You're not going to go 2, 4. You're going to go 3, 6. So we're going to get really, really big numbers here. And I've added a little extra here as well, because, as you know, volume and capacity are related. Capacity is talk about fluid, I suppose, or yeah, mainly fluid contents of three-dimensional shapes, and they're measured in milliliters, liters, kiloliters, and they are related to two of our units in our bow tie. A meter cubed holds 1,000 liters. 1,000 liters is a kiloliter, kilo meaning 1,000. So that's something that you can add to your volume bow tie. And a centimeter cubed, think of about a dice or a cube of sugar. It holds 1 milliliter. So picture that, 1 milliliter is one of those little centicubes. Let's have a look at what happens here. We're changing kilometers cubed into meters cubed. Here's kilometers cubed, here's meters cubed, and we're going to go not 1, 2, 3, but 3, 6, 9. 9 jumps of the decimal point. 9 jumps of the decimal point, my goodness. So 1, and then 8 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that I can probably just remember that it's a 3 with 8 zeros after it. Have I got an answer down here? I do have an answer down here for it. Prepared earlier for you. So a 3, let's get rid of all that mess there. A 3 with 8 zeros after it. One jump to get over the 3, and then 8 more zeros for the other 8 jumps. Then let's have a look at meters cubed to milliliters. So here's meters cubed, here's milliliters. So we need to go from meters cubed to centimeters cubed, and that's the same as milliliters. So let's go meters cubed to centimeters cubed. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 450 centimeters cubed, which is 450 milliliters. And there's my answer down there. Prepared earlier for your enjoyment. Okay, so here are some for you to try. And here's a little bow tie in the corner. Apologies for the cross in the middle of it. Just ignore that. So pause the video, draw the bow tie on your book, try these 3 questions, and then start the video again and we'll talk about the answers. How did you go? Did you pause the video? Let's have a look at the answers because I don't want to use up too much more of your time. Check to see if your answers match my answers. Apologies for my floating 3s. I don't know why they've gone over there. Anyway, I'm hoping that you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping you learnt something from it. But as usual, practice makes perfect. All of this will be wonderful while you're listening to me, but you need to be able to reproduce that in an exam. So go back and have a look at things that you need to look at again and practice, practice, practice. Thanks for watching my video.